Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Learning Japanese Reaction, and today's video isn't going to be a reaction to any anime or music video or anything like that. I just want to start out with a proper primer on the Japanese language, and I want this to be like a three-part series. This is going to be the first one. I'm just going to be talking a bit about the writing system, showing you how the writing system ends up appearing on paper and how you write it, as well as a few other things, just some tips and tricks to get you to, understand what I understand now and help you, I guess you could say, cross the barrier, because for a lot of people it looks very intimidating. It's very different from any sort of romantic language or Roman letters that are used, like the ones that are used in English. So I'll just start this episode by showing you some cool, aerial shots of Japan and some Japanese stuff, and I'll break into a proper explanation of everything once we start up. Okay. All right, so this first image I've got up in front of you guys is essentially, it's an image of the Japanese kana sheet. The green letters are called hiragana and the blue letters are called katakana. And the thing that I want you guys to understand the best when looking at this is that all of the vowel sounds remain the exact same. In English, vowel sounds tend to shift depending on what sort of word that they're in, where they're at in the word, and whether or not there are double vowels right next to one another. Double O doesn't actually make a long O sound. It makes like a oo. Well, actually, yeah, that is a long O sound. So it's a oo sound as opposed to like an extended O sound. So just from the top right going down, it's A, I, U, E, O. And that's the basics, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for listening. And this is it. No, I'm just kidding. This is not the end of the show. But what people need to understand is that for every other sound, the only thing you're going to do is add on a consonant. So for the K's, you're going to be saying ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. And for the S's, sa, shi, su, se, so. And all the way to the M's, ma, mi, mu, me, mo. Ya, you, yo. So I mean, it's quite simplistic. The only thing that you need to be aware of is that in Japanese, at the very top of the H's, you see one that's called ha. In Japanese sentence structure, that's usually enunciated wa, and it has to do with the fact that at that point in time in a sentence, it's used as a structural particle. Also, at the near end, so at the top left, next to the N sound, there's a wa, and it's just enunciated wa, and that has no particle value whatsoever. It's just purely phonetic. Also, all the way at the bottom of the second to last from the left, you end up with a O sound, and that's actually, you kind of enunciate it with a wo, but the W sound is vanishing, so it's like a O sound as opposed to a straight O, which is like at the bottom of the most right hand column, which actually sounds like a O. Okay, so I know that this may seem like a haphazard explanation, but if you practice those vowel sounds and you get them really good, a, I, U, E, O, and then you just put the consonant in front of it, you're like literally 100% there in terms of, actually no, 95% there in terms of enunciation ability required for the Japanese language. Now, the blue lettering underneath the green lettering, that's the katakana. Katakana is not really that different. The only thing that trips people up is that it's the exact same sounds, but it looks different, and it's usually used for loan words. So if you say someone's name, or if you say something like, say for example, pasakon. Pasakon is basically Japanese for personal computer, and that's spelled completely in katakana. they use that to indicate that it's a Japanese loan word that comes from, actually it doesn't indicate what language it comes from, because there are other terms like pang. Pang is the Japanese word for bread, but it's not actually a Japanese word. Once again, it's a loan word. Okay, so it's I think it actually comes from, I think it's French or something like that. Anyway, that's just a very short thing. And now I'm going to show you another image. Okay, so the chart that we're actually looking at right now is overwhelming, isn't it? So this is a kanji chart, and it's not organized in any sort of real particular order. Actually, it probably is. I just sort of ripped this off the internet. The colors probably mean something specific, but the thing that I want you all to understand is that this is actually not intimidating, even though it's very intimidating. You need to understand that each one of these characters, each one of these, multi-stroked characters that exist within each individual little box, of which there are about 3,030 that are considered a part of the standard use kanji in Japan, are actually characters that are made up of much simpler components, and those components are called primitives. Those primitives are, anywhere from every single number 1 through 9 plus 0, or very basic concepts, some of the more basic concepts of writing at the the beginning of when I guess you could say pictographic characters were actually discovered. So things like person, or one, or sun, or big, or 1 year, or to exit, or book. Those characters are actually quite simplistic, and once you learn those, you realize that everything that's more complicated than that are actually made up of those simplistic primitive characters. So I'm gonna basically allow the camera to just sort of flow through this massive chart of characters, and I'm going to show you some video of these characters being drawn. And I want you to understand that the best way to learn these characters are actually to go through and understand the primitives and how you create each primitive individually. That way, whenever you go to write something extremely complicated like liver or honor, then you end up writing something down that's made up of simple basic primitives, rather than trying to memorize some 25 stroke count character. And if you can do that, then you'll be on your way to actually understanding Japanese in a way that is almost impossible for some people. Yeah. So that's going to be the end of actually this video. I don't really have a whole lot to say. I just want you guys to observe and watch these videos in the background and understand that the entirety of Japanese society will open up to you if you learn the writing system. The next videos I'm going to be doing is not only going to be about writing, but it's also going to be about grammar as well as context. And I want to put all of these things in order for you properly, so you understand in an intuitive way how to use Japanese. Okay? All right. So tomorrow I'm probably going to do one more of these sort of Japanese foundation videos, and then I'm going to do a reaction to Attack on Titan in the same way that I did before, and I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Leave a comment. If you did not like this video, don't like and fuck off. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, come back. I'll probably do something better next time around. Thanks.